Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Roughie's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. It is Thursday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you for joining us on the programme as ever, on Monday to Friday. In the studio on the Thursday, it's Alan Rough and Tam Cowan here to talk football. And after last night's fixtures, there's no shortage of controversy. Yeah, lots to talk about after last night's games. Of course, down at Rugby Park, I was there in the stands watching a game which, again, with Rangers and Celtic going tit for tat, Roughie, all eyes on one of them to see if there's going to be any slip-ups. Celtic, for me, cruised it last night.
Yeah, I think that's like it'll be from now to the end of the season. I think everybody will be identifying games against who they might be playing, whether there's going to be a slip-up. Last night could have been one of these ones with the AstroTurf and everything. Everybody complains. Well, the big teams seem to complain about it, but no, in the end I think it was quite a convincing win, you know, and take 3 points there anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course Lee Griffiths scored a goal, but as ever, controversy never too far away from the Celtic striker. No sooner is he back with 2 games, 2 goals, than there was a fair hullabaloo about him throwing some tape that he'd taken off his socks towards a Kilmarnock fan, and immediately people were questioning his behaviour, and on the back pages it was "Tale of the Tape" was the headline, not about him scoring but about his altercation. The manager was having none of it. He defended his striker.
Not really. He was getting a lot of abuse, unsavoury abuse that was totally uncalled for, and he was backed up by himself and his teammates on the bench. It was just, I thought his behaviour tonight was exemplary, and at times we take uncalled for abuse, and he didn't do anything wrong. So you can people can blow it up into what it was. It was nothing, and he always seems to get, you know, controversy surrounding him. But I'll back him to the hilt on this one. His behaviour tonight was top class, as was his performance.
Well, I'll choose my words carefully on this because we live in a country where whataboutery is one of the favourite sports. Alfredo Morelos gets a fair bit of abuse, and he should know better on certain issues, that he was involved in altercations with the supporters, and equally so, I think Lee Griffiths. It was much ado about nothing, but he shouldn't do it in the first place. Just avoid it. Just put the abuse to the back. I know it's difficult. Some of the abuse that I heard, Tam, was bang out of order.
Well, even then, though, Peter, I can't believe that you and Neil Lennon are trivialising this matter. I don't know if you've ever had a serious paper cut, but they can be really, really nippy, and they can hurt like buggery for at least 30 seconds, you know. So, no, this is bonkers. This is absolute bonkers, we keep saying. And it's something that comes round again. I've spoken about it for years. I've written about it in newspaper columns for years. The fans who love dishing it out for 90 minutes and cannot take a wee tiny bit back. And it's now got to the farcical levels where after dishing out, and I'd love to hear some of it. I'd imagine if we had a transcript of some of the stuff that was shouted at Lee Griffiths last night, right? You would not be able to repeat it in this show. It would read like a Stephen King novel, right? It'd be absolutely horrific. And he went like with a wee bit of paper of his socks. And here we are talking about where I think Neil Lennon should have been talking about Lee Griffiths' second game back now, with more goals in his locker. And then even the corner kick, he's a dead ball expert. To get that out there for, you never thought I'd say Lee Griffiths had dead balls when you look at his track record in that department. But you know what I meant, right? But that's what we should be talking about. And that night of all nights, when the guy that was up in the gantry for the TV firm covering the game was the Scotland manager Steve Clarke, who should should have been doing cartwheels up there, saying Griffiths is back. And here we are talking about him chucking a bit of paper at guys that were giving him dogs abuse. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and over and above that, Roughie, he's made a beeline when he scores a goal towards Chris Boyd. Every pundit and their granny has an opinion on footballers on a daily basis. Why doesn't he just concentrate on scoring goals for Celtic? I mean, who cares what we say? We offer the opinion, but at the end of the day, you're a professional footballer. Just get on with it.
Yeah, but again, the professional footballers react differently. You've got 11 guys on the park, and there might be one or two who want a wee bit of comeuppance, if somebody's having a go at you, but there's not that many of them. Yeah. The thing I couldn't get my head around was Chris Boyd saying that it was out of order. I mean, he is a prime example. I mean, we've seen him at Aberdeen, when people have been giving him jip and then he scores a goal and he runs over, doesn't throw in or anything like that, but he's still gesturing back to the supporters. That's what these individuals are like. They respond to the supporters, but there's not a lot of them, so you've got to deal with how bad the thing is. But the problem now is we're going to get there is no consistency in the game if they don't do anything to Lee Griffiths.
Well, I'm glad you brought up consistency as well, because Scott Brown was talking today. Of course, there was a fair bit of consternation surrounding Alan Power's challenge on Jeremy Frimpong. It didn't look too bad at the time, but I think some of the Celtic players less than happy with it. Could have been more serious. Hopefully the boy is okay, but Scott Brown says it would have been a different case if he'd made the tackle.
I think the tackle, and if I had done the tackle, it becomes reckless and everyone's surrounding the ref and stuff like that, and it's one of those ones, and we've seen it back and both feet are off the ground as well. So I think if I'm in that situation, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of punters, there's a lot of fans putting pressure on me to get a suspension, to get sent off and stuff like that. So
I'm sure you'll have your own opinion on that as well. In the end, Celtic won by 3-1, still out in front, but Rangers with a game in hand. As far as Killie are concerned, no wins in 6 now. Alec Dyer just desperate to get the first one.
It's because the boys are trying hard, they're working hard. Like I said, if you do beat teams like Celtic and Rangers, then it's a big bonus for the season. But the most important thing is to win beat the teams around us, and pick up points. So try and start on Saturday with that.
Well, I was going to say to you, Roughie, I think they've got every chance of getting into 6 because last night at times they played some really nice football. Yeah,
and there'll be a run of fixtures, as he indicated there, that they would think they would take points, and that'll be the teams that he'll be challenging against. It seems, by all accounts, he's a really nice guy. He's a very, very good coach. But he'll be wanting to be the manager, and he'll have to start winning games, to reassure the owners there that he's the man for the job.
You do get a feel now they're making a rod for their own back, appointing a manager called Dyer. They've been as well just, think positive, bring back Danny Invincible and see if that turns around their fortunes,
Dear Tam.
But, I thought as well, Killie, for what I saw of the game I watched, when I came in late last night, I watched the entire rerun, and I actually didn't think Killie looked too bad, and of course that if Killie had to get a result, the first thing we'd have heard about was the artificial surface, the pitch and all that. And as a gentleman made a very salient point to me months ago now on the radio, we'd been bumping our gums on this very subject, going round in circles, and the guy said to me, he said, listen, he said if artificial pitches give teams an advantage, as maybe some of the bigger teams claim when they go to Rugby Park or whatever, the guy says, why doesn't everybody have one?
Yeah,
it's a very good point, So I think we should. The way football is going, I think out of the 42 senior clubs, I think there now might be as many as 18. Between 18 and 20 artificial pitches when you get right down the ranks. So I think we better just get used to that. I think any time anybody wants a discussion now on that subject, you just think, move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're here to stay.
We'll move on, they're here to stay.
Although it was me kind of brought it up there.
You did bring it
what
up. To be fair, I'll maybe have the last word. Ditch them in the top flight. Simple as that. But nevertheless, listen, Rangers managed a 1-0 win. St Mirren did park the bus. 17 shots for Rangers, none for St Mirren. 1 goal in the end settled it. Last year, Rangers may well have drawn that match, but Jermaine Defoe popped up with goal number 16 of the season. The Rangers fans were getting more than a little frustrated, and the manager, Stephen Gerrard, can understand it.
Well, look, the fans are entitled to moan and groan if they want, if they're not seeing what they expect and all that. I understand it. I'm not sitting here saying we were outstanding today and we were flying and everything was fluent, but where we are right now, it's about winning.
Yeah, win again.
Yeah, the pressure gets cranked up on the park, but it also gets cranked up off the park, because supporters start thinking that this is obviously the year it's going to happen, and if they see a performance that's not maybe living up to that, they get a wee bit anxious, and that's just part and parcel of the game. At the end of the day, it's another 3 points and you move on.
Yeah, no need to make excuses for Jim Goodwin's plan. He knew that Rangers were a better side. He was going to park the bus, and he thought at one point the game plan was going to work.
And I was hoping that we were going to be able to stay in the game for as long as we could at 0-0 and maybe just nick it. But look, unfortunately we lose the goal just after the half-hour mark, a lapse in concentration. But apart from that, I don't think Vaclav has had too many saves to make.
Good win for Rangers, hotting up toe-to-toe Celtic and Rangers, of course, at the moment at the top end of the table. Who's the third force in Scottish football? We'll talk about them after our competition tonight. Yeah, there's a year. Good luck with it. You could win yourself a Ronaldo, the Brazilian T-shirt, if you can come up with the answer for that one right across all our social media. Good luck with the competition. What about third against fourth? It was a battle up at Pittodrie. Maybe the odds favoured the home side, but Tam Cowan didn't work out that way.
No, it didn't. I did see the entire game. I couldn't make it up last night, so I did indeed
part-time supporter
dodged into the BBC and sat there and watched the pictures coming in, which I was lucky to be able to do. And a few hairy moments near the end. I do think Aberdeen were denied a penalty, there's no doubt about that. But a great 1-0 win. And my only fear now is how many days are left of the transfer window, Peter?
8.
Because I keep bumming up Declan Gallagher on this show. Absolutely cruised through it again last night. I mean, he's broken less sweat than Prince Andrew, quite frankly. He's a very, very cool customer. And I do fear there were reports in the Sunday papers, Wigan Athletic, Bristol City, and I think one of the Sheffield teams. I know there's a lot of speculation, particularly during the transfer window, but I would be stunned if a bigger club didn't swoop and pick up Declan Gallagher.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd have been talking about Declan Gallagher and getting Prince Andrew in the show tonight? Absolutely. But we managed to get we can get all news topics in this programme, Roughie. And if just staying with that kind of a Prince Andrew theme, I just wonder if Darren McManus is feeling the pressure now. Could he be under pressure? Some Aberdeen fans are far from happy.
Yeah, as we know, the Aberdeen fans are quite demanding. They think Aberdeen should be in cup finals and winning cups and also challenging Rangers and Celtic. That hasn't been the case. It's a new owner in now. I think it just depends on what kind of relation it has with him, because we know he had a fantastic relationship with the other one. But I think it's the supporters. I think some supporters get a wee bit greedy and they have to look at where Aberdeen are.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, Aberdeen last night. Let's cut to chase. Aberdeen were playing a team last night who could only take 173 fans to Pittodrie. Aberdeen have got to be doing better than that.
Yeah, of course, the budget far outweighs anything
Absolutely.
that Motherwell can spend, and Motherwell have won 7 of their last 9 games. And Stephen Robinson mentioned it's the best away performance since he arrived at Fir Park.
Yeah, and last year we totted up our highest points tally for a calendar year, so we're kind of breaking all sorts of records, and it's great. And I must say as well, I know for a fact, Peter, the Motherwell fans, myself included, were spoiled rotten. Kind of Craig Brown, Stuart McCall, might as well also chuck in Jim Gannon there. But that wee era, when it did actually feel like we were into the draw for the passport every year.
Yeah, Mark McGee first time
and it was
round.
Well, Mark McGee, back after the 2007 season, we got into the UEFA Cup, as was, and played Nancy. That was a brilliant occasion as well. But we were almost getting a wee bit complacent in that respect and just assuming we were going to be in Europe. So the break that we've had, if we could really knuckle down and go for it and finish in third and get into Europe, or who knows, via the Scottish Cup. But you know what? There'll be Motherwell fans listening to this. There'll be Motherwell fans that I've already spoken to today who, very nature of the beast with Motherwell, we're not expecting us to come a cropper at home against Hibs on Saturday, because there's all that expectation in there.
Well, at the start of the season, I tipped Motherwell to finish third. Are you with me?
Yep, I'll go with that, yes.
Yeah, Roughie?
No, I think I said fourth. I think but on all accounts, they're playing extremely well. But I think the added bonus of Motherwell is they've got the boy Turnbull coming back. Whether he comes back or whether they sell him on, it still coffers into the club, which means they maybe could hold on to these players that Tam thinks they're going to lose.
We need Tam to sign a contract, though. I'll say that aloud, because he is one of our own, as the young well boys like to chant. And if he really is one of our own, he might help us out by just signing in the dotted line. But again, Peter, you don't need to be the biggest cynic in the world to say that the very fact he was the proverbial ball hair away from signing for Celtic and earning Motherwell £3.2 million, his agent would not be doing his job if he didn't say to him, "Now look, you're not signing any new contracts." And if Celtic come back in, I might be able to say to them, call it $1 million, but there's no transfer fee, and we'll just divvy that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
I believe that's how some of the rest on the continent operate.
Could be wild speculation, but it's worth a shout.
I'd love to see him back, though. He was the best I had seen, that sort of position, that sort of age, and I'm really talking about now since Gary McAllister broke through.
Yeah.
In the 83, 84, yep.
Wow, high praise indeed. Roughie, what about your old boys, Hibs? They were a goal down, came back, 2-1 win. Doige, I wasn't very complimentary about him at the start of the season. He's banging the goals in. And of course, I think the reason why he's banging the goals in is because they have a fit Martin Boyle in that side.
Yeah, I think if you look at any Hibs stuff now, any of the positive stuff, he's at the bottom there. He's putting quality balls into the box, and that's what strikers want. But the boy Doyle couldn't help but miss the one that he got the other night. It was on the line, but you've got to be there. Some people will tell you that, and certainly, it's the fight back is there. But I still think the Hibs supporters are looking for a wee bit more.
Yeah, and Livy get another win. I think if Livy finish top 6, Gary
astonishing.
It is incredible.
Well, as I saw, my mucker Cosgrove was at that last night, and as I saw, it was almost a wee love-in between him and a Livingston fan on social media, on Twitter, and they were both kind of putting their hands up and they were calling that the no fans derby. And because of that, if Livy, or and look at that, the dizzy heights by their standards that St Johnstone had hit in recent seasons as well.
Yeah.
When you do look at the support that some clubs have got, I mean, I'm saying Motherwell been punching above our weight. It's incredible. And if Livy were up there again, and again, the boy Lyndon Dykes, I think that was his 12th goal last night. You have to wonder who's sniffing about him as well. Yeah,
absolutely. No goals between Ross County and Hearts, which would have been a complete snore draw, to be perfectly honest with you. But the real positive aspect of this is Halkett, Suter, Washington, Naismith, they're all starting. He could be a lucky manager as well as adding, the other players that he wants to get in before this window shuts.
Yeah, well, this is a big one for him this weekend. Obviously, if they can do anything like they usually do against the Old Firm, that'll be the bonus. I'm sure the Hearts supporters will go there with a lot of confidence, and it's a big test for them coming up against Rangers.
Let's have a look at the table to see how the land lies. If you're a Motherwell fan, it's good viewing as well. Top end of the table, all fairly straightforward. 4 points between Aberdeen and Motherwell there at third and fourth. Bottom end, Hearts 4 points adrift, still trying to hunt down Hamilton, St Mirren and St Johnstone, possibly even Ross County, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's cutthroat. That's how it looks in the Scottish Premiership. Just a little footnote, who'd be the Manchester United manager? It might not be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I would be the Man United manager, because you come in there, you make a complete arse of it, as has happened a few times recently, and you get this absolutely enormous wedge that means, as a payoff, that means that you wouldn't have to work ever again. That is ridiculous. That is a sorry state of a football club when they're 2-0 at home to Burnley, who hadn't won there for 59 years or something like that. And you look at the money pouring into that club, but it's a scandal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when you've got guys like Pogba, and I was listening to his agent talking about they'll have to assess things in the summer. Some of the signings that Man United have made have been absolutely woeful, and I think if I was looking for changes, Roughie, in Manchester United, I'd go Ed Woodward first, out, new chief executive in, someone who absolutely gets what football's all about, and then I think, you know, we're only, listen, the United hierarchy have given him his full backing, but I think he's only weeks away from getting the chop. I don't think United will stick by him. That's the one thing about this board. They show no loyalty the way Martin Edwards and David Gill showed to Fergie.
Yeah, and Man United supporters are no different from anybody else. They demand success with the players that they've had coming through the ranks in the last 10, 15 years. And you look at the quality that's on the part of now to the quality they had. You know, some of the players were just, when Ronaldo and all that were there, but now the players have got are just ordinary.
Yeah. You know what? He's not got a chance of. Is this true? I only picked this up recently that Solskjaer refuses to use the manager's car parking space or sit in the actual manager's seat in the dugout because of how reverential he still feels towards Sir Alex.
Well,
I believe that's true.
If that's true,
what chance has he got? He's got to have a wee bit of confidence in his own ability. I mean, the guy, the only reason he got the job originally is he's a hero, as he was a player in the manager's eyes. Now, you could say, if they didn't get down that road, did they? How many clubs have had their fingers burnt taking that approach, you know? Yeah. But, you know, the fans love him anyway, so be your own guy. Do your own thing. But if that is true, with the parking space and the seat in the dugout, that's pathetic.
Yep, and that's the best way to finish. Tam Cowan says, Ollie, if you're listening, park in the manager's position. Nobody's going to be peeved about it.
Finish another way. Look me straight in the eye. Don't look at your laptop, and I'll buy you a curry if you can spell Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Okay, OLEGUNNER SOLSKJAER.
Needing a Joe Fraser.
Thanks to Roughie and to Tam. Don't forget you can contact us right across all the social media on Twitter, on Facebook as well, our Facebook Live. And don't forget, we've got the podcast coming out tomorrow. Gus McPherson is our special guest, and there's a good few laughs in it. If you can, listen to it as an audio file across all the usual outlets. And if you want to watch it, you can on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there's lots of content there for you to watch. So, from Roughie, from Tam Cowan, and from myself, Peter Martin, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.